All right. Hello. I like to be on time and I just do whenever I can do that. Welcome to Artistic Consultant Experience YouTube channel. Yay. Um, thank you for being a subscriber if you are a subscriber. This is a pretty much a new channel also. And I understand that it takes time, right? It's the patience of it all. But anyway, I actually have a goal in mind for this YouTube channel, as well as my website and all these other things that's happening right now. But my goal is actually to um, put out 100 um, videos within the next month, two. Okay. But anyway, this is a meet and greet type of video here. And I also wanted to introduce my new ebook. Now, although I'll say this too, although when I'm doing these lives, I understand that there may not be anyone attending the live at the time, but it's a good thing that um, these videos are actually placed in my playlist as well. So they're here, and eventually people do run across them, which is great. Okay, my name is Katie Flowers, and I am a professional artist based out of Chicago, and I have over oh my goodness, I don't mind telling my age. I'm kind of up there, but it's okay. But I have over 20 plus years of experience in the arts field as a visual artist, and not only as a visual artist, but also um, assisting other artists like musicians and performers, people who are in theater and all of that. So I've been at this for quite a long time, and I just decided, I decided some time ago, over 15 years ago, really, to break out there in my own business and see how that works. And I started out as a artist, as a professional artist, once I got my bachelor's of fine arts from the School of the Art Institute of Chicago, which really, I mean, I'll probably owe this school for like ever. I'm not going to put that out there, but um, it was priceless, because I had the opportunity to meet some outstanding instructors in the field. And I had the opportunity to meet people from all over the world, right? And in the exposure, it was just great. So one day I'm going to do a video on the type of art schools that are worth the money. But anyway, today I'm going to talk about um, a bit more about what I do, and I'm going to talk about the ebook that my new ebook. I'm excited. I did it in ebook maybe a couple of years ago, and how to draw like you. Now I didn't really put it out there the way it deserved to have been put out. Um, and there's reasons for that, but I actually took um, that content and upgraded it to an ebook titled "How to Reach Your Perspective of Success." And if you've ever watched any of my videos, you know that I always say reaching your perspective of success. And the reason why I use that is because success is very subjective, right? It's like some people feel that their success is about the money. Some people feel that their success is about the fame. Some people feel that their success is just being able to assist people, behind the curtains and see that their success happen. And that's great, you know what I mean? So I'm kind of in all that. I'm not turning down the money, but at the same time, it's not so much. as the thing that keeps me going, right? So, yeah, the money is important, but I also want to leave a good footprint, if you will, behind me. So when I die, that's it is what it is. I try to be very realistic about life, and so not that I'm doing it now, but I know that it happens. So, but when I die, I want to leave behind a legacy of that I've been here and I've assisted people, the creatives. So another one of my goals in life is to help 1 million creatives in any way, any sound possible positive way. This is what I'm setting out to do. And yeah, I got a long way to go, but it's still a goal, right? It's a personal goal, and it's something to reach for. I also want to leave something behind where my grandchildren um, can see that they need to reach and to do it. Just to do it. I want to leave them with encouragement to become successful at whatever they step out to do. And so this is important to me, and that's a prime it's a primary reason for me coming out of my comfort zone. You know, um, I don't care how many times I've been before a crowd of people. I still get nervous. I still have to have my notes. And so if you've watched my other videos, you know that I break out the glasses and I have my notes because I know that my mind is constantly going. And I want to say so many things, but I also know that time is of the essence, and so I don't want to linger on one thing for a long time. Okay, so now that you know that, I'm going to put these on. Oh, hello. Okay. So once again, we're just getting started, and I'm going to introduce myself again and just um, go with the flow because I have it all written down. So if you catch my eyes going over there, that's because my notes are over here. Okay. So once again, my name is Katie Flowers. Um, what I do and whom have I worked with in the past and as well as whom I'm working with now. So some of the places and institutions and businesses that I've assisted successfully, I might add, is in that in regards of writing lesson plans and implementing them, art lesson plans, should I say, arts outreach, creating events and festivals and live to work studio space for artists, exhibits and of that nature. Okay, so those places have been Chicago Public Art Group, Art Resources and Teaching, Arts Treasure, and some of these places, if you're familiar primarily with Chicago or Illinois, these places will sound very familiar to you. Okay. If not, if you want to, you can look them up yourself. Um, okay. Chicago Beverly Art Center, Pullman Historic Site, 95th Street Coalition, the Salvation Army, Grand Joan Kroc Center. And there that is one of the number one. I think it's. I think yeah, it's the largest in the nation. This particular Salvation Army, which is located on the far south side of Chicago, and I worked with them. Actually, I volunteered with them for so long, and they hired me and I was the first. Art instructor that they hired, and I also then ended up having the opportunity to become their arts manager, their first arts manager. And I worked in the Academy of the Arts department where I assisted, in building their foundation for their arts department. That was exciting. It was a fun time for me working with really few of the best um, art managers that I've run into ever so far. Um, anyway, we did a fantastic job. That's all I can say. I think we were a powerful group there, but management changed and things just got really crazy, and so I decided to just drop down from that. And I don't regret it, but I do love the experience that I got from it. Also, Chicago Freedom School, which is probably named something else today, but I also was the first instructor to help them build their arts department. And I, I found my, I found, I find, and I had found myself as being one of the first to do a lot of things for grassroots organizations and businesses, and which I don't have a problem with that. I really love being able to help build, right? Even if I don't stay with it, for that idea that, I had a part in that. And which brings me to the, I got a word for it, but it's not coming out. But it brings me to the point where I enjoy helping others reach their perspective of success because it helps me. So the more I help you, the more I'm helping myself. And that's pretty much the way I've found life to be, right? So okay. And so I have so many other places. I mean, if I were to give you my CV, my curriculum vitae, it would be about 15 pages, honest to goodness, front and back. Because as a freelance artist and independent contractor, at times I take on, three three to four jobs, a year or more, depending on the long term or the short term of the contracts. And so a lot of those jobs have been very meaningful, and some of them not so meaningful, but they're still part of my resume, if you will. All right. And you can find me also on Facebook. Now, with the Facebook thing, I have about three different Facebook accounts, right? And and there's a reason behind it, because I have a personal website, well, a personal um, Facebook page, and two other Facebook pages that I actually um, promote my stuff and promote myself. And then I there's another Facebook page where I promote others and what they do. And then I also have a Facebook page that is called Dayton Artist, and that's a page where artists and art lovers can meet, really, you know, and I like it. I like the idea. I'm still trying to master it, but I have over 400 likes on it, I believe. So it's getting there. And my Facebook page for my fan page, that's the one I'm pushing right now, right? I'm pushing the fan page right now. So, but all of that is going to be in the description area for later. Okay. You can also find me on LinkedIn under KDV Flowers 1. And I always tell people also to, you can hashtag KDV Flowers, and you can find out more about, my background, my professional background. I do have an Instagram account as well, um, but I think I'm going to revamp that, and I'm probably going to start another Instagram account. And I am on Pinterest, and I do have a Twitter account, and I have a Tumblr account, but I haven't been messing with that. But but I think I'm going to get back with that because it's a great place for bloggers, if you will. Okay. And Micro Mentor is another site that I think is great. What it does is it allows you to come in contact with mentors um, that will help or assist you um, along your business journey. And so I've recently picked up about, I think sometimes it can get a bit much, and especially when you're doing it for free. So certain services I'm offering through the micro mentor um, site, which you just do www micro mentor, and uh, there are certain services that I'm offering on that site that are free, right? But I think a lot of times people want that free to mean, you're doing the work for free. No, no. But what I do is I share a lot of um, tools and resources, that will help that individual find their way. Okay, so I do put in a bit of time to help the individual learn about what's out here that will help them um, move and reach their perspective of success. Okay, um, let's see. All right, so now moving forward. Okay, now I think it's important for me to stress also that I really enjoy what I'm doing. I really, really do. And it has taken me some time to really understand, what where I want to go, in regards to helping other people. And I find that this is a great route for me because once again, when I'm helping others, I'm helping myself. And I'm finding more and more things out here that are available. A lot of things that are available, people they don't know about it, because if they did, they'd be jumping all over it, but that's part of my research, right? When it comes down to my social media marketing and promotion, I have to research these things so that I can stay afloat and so that I can offer that great wisdom and knowledge to other people that want to reach a certain um, um, plateau in life, if you will. Okay, so now which leads this leads us into the book, my new ebook, which is coming out soon. I'm trying to finish that up, and that is how to reach your perspective of success. Okay, um, I have a twist on how this is done because we've been, it's like we're told what to think. We're not told how to think. you know it- um, and what happens is when we are told what to think, we end up in this sort of like cookie cutter type of path, right? And then we find out, one size really doesn't fit all. Okay, and so oh, and if you have young artists, I would love the opportunity to help you, to help them, right, in the advancement of their artistic careers. Because the younger, it's like the younger we catch, the artists, the better chances of their cultivating their artistic path to succeed, right? So everything is coming um, online, whether we like it or not. Everything is coming online. And people are catching on to this, right? Because now, since the pandemic, people are at home and they have time to think, um, and actually put things into play. And so people are starting their e-commerce businesses. They're finding multiple streams of income, how to make it happen with almost little to no money, like under $100. Is out here, and so it it's a lot of room there's a lot of room still left right now to jump in on that. And so this is what I try to get parents of young creatives to understand. Now is the time to invest in their in their creative process. Now is the time to do it. Now is the time to get that website started for them. Now is the time to start getting in their mind to become organized, right? And to set aside time to once again cultivate their talent. Now is the time to do these things, um, because you're gonna if you're fighting this thing of getting online and starting to make your path, and carve your way in there, you're gonna be left behind and you're gonna struggle, right? And so m- most of us who love our kids, right? We don't really want them to struggle as hard as we struggle. And so you want to give them that little opportunity to have a notch, if you will, okay, um, above others. So I would like to have that opportunity to help your young artist to do that. We can do that together. Okay. Now, in regards to the ebook, how to reach your perspective of success, um, s- success starts in the mind, right? And I'm going someplace with this. Success starts in the mind. All right. Now we are adults here, and I'm going to say, just as making love, it starts in the mind, right? It starts there, right? And so most of us have like a challenging time giving our love and in our affection and our care out when we are stressed out, when we are when our minds are cluttered with the past, or when we are struggling to um, to know how ends are going to meet, how we're going to pay our bills, when our minds are floating to the future, and we haven't even taken care of what's before us in the present, right? So, so in that similar concept, most of us have a hard time in reaching our career, making success out of our chosen career or selecting our career. Now, imagine how these things are tied together. How this is tied together is when we have a lot of negativity going on inside of us, that spills out, right? And when that happens, when that that type of cesspool of garbage, I call it, is in us and it comes out. A lot of times it comes out and we're not even aware that it's there, right? We it's like some people don't even know that they give off negative energy, right? They're not aware of it. And um, sometimes we're innocently not aware that we're not smiling, right? And I noticed this with the face masks. Like, um, I smile with my eyes too, So when I'm smiling, with the mask on, you can tell I'm smiling. Now there are some people that are smiling and you don't know it because they don't smile with their eyes, and so they're not aware that you don't know that they're smiling back at you, okay? Because something is hiding it. All right. Now, the reason why I'm talking in that type of way is because if we're not aware of who we are, what triggers us, what makes us not want to go forward, what makes us procrastinate, if we're not aware of these things, then we find ourselves in a life struggle because first off, we're not aware of it, and secondly, if we're not aware of it, we don't know how to deal with it. It's not something that's right there before us that okay, I know it's like a bill, right? It's like I know this bill is there, um, but I have to keep it before my eyes so that I know that it's there and I know I have to pay it, okay, versus that bill not being in your face and you just kind of forget about it and all of a sudden your lights are off and you're being evicted or whatever, right? I don't know if that makes sense to you, but um, it's important that our minds are deprogrammed and our minds are uncluttered with all of the bull crap, right? All the stuff that stress us out, we have to find out what works best for us to get that stuff out so that we can move forward, and so that our um, creative juices, if you will, can can start coming out and can start flowing. All right. And a lot of times what we tend to do, a lot of us, is okay, we decide, yeah, I want a business. I want to open up a business. I want to start a business because I know I was there. And all of a sudden, I mean, I'll get started because I'm fired up, and I'm going to do whatever it pretty much takes, I'm thinking, to reach my perspective of success. But something happens, right? It could be um, something big or something small, anything, argument. Someone says something derogatory to you or about you. Um, it could be even, a death or a loss of some sort. And all of a sudden, your mind is not totally there to do what it takes to help you go forward and succeed in whatever it is that you initially started out to do, right? So what my ebook does is help. It helps us. It's more of a, I would say it's more of an assistant. Okay, so it helps us identify where we actually are. It's like a self-evaluation. Now, I know a lot of times we don't want to deal with the self-evaluation because that's some homework. It's work. Nobody wants to really work anymore. But we're going to have to. And either you're going to do it now or you're going to do it later. And if you do it now, then that's just something that you can look, you can lift off your plate. And the best thing about self-evaluation, when you actually um, writing these things down, it gives you the opportunity to look back at them. And because our core self, we change often, we change every 6 months, to tell you the truth. I mean, what you think today, you may not feel and believe and think next month, or in the next 3 months, or in the next 6 months. It all depends on the experiences that you encounter, right? That helps us to change the way we think and to change the way we feel about life, about people, about ourselves. So the the thing about self-evaluation also is that opportunity to look back at what you've written down and ask yourself, honestly, do I feel like that today? Right? And when you're honest about yourself, if you're honest that you know that you have a bad attitude, right? And we all have heard that about 98% of success comes from your attitude. But now, if you have a bad attitude, and you know you do, if you do, you, most of us know when we have a bad attitude. We feel it. you know, and people often will let us know in one way or another, right? And so that's something that we have to become conscious of and make a conscious effort to change, right? If we're not open to changing things that are keeping us from moving forward, then we've made the decision that we're okay where we are, and and we are okay with being stuck in business or in our career. We're okay with the way our relationships go with others. Okay, even though those relationships are faulty, and people um, run out of the room because here you come, you know, or you can kind of tell, you can feel the eyes burning behind your neck, someone is just wanting to fire darts at you, you know what I'm saying? Um, and believe it or not, when we have when we do have this negative energy, that's a big part of 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 um, of sickness, right? Um, Sickness, especially, believe it or not, I'm just saying, these are the things that I've studied about. Um, Things like cancer, we all have the cancer gene in us. Every human being does. Okay. It's just a matter about what triggers it all. Okay. A lot of times, what triggers this disease like cancer is pain, emotional pain, right? Um, Anger that we've not expressed, and we don't know how to release it and let it go. So a lot of the things that we go through in life, good, bad, or indifferent, okay, happens to us for a reason. And a lot of times the reason is either we showed up in our own life or we did not show up in our own life, and we just decided we're just not going to be accountable. We're not going to be responsible for what happens in our life. We're just going to let things unfold and take a chance, hope, pray that things just work out. Now, don't get me wrong, there is a higher being. I call him Yah. I call him Yahweh. I call him the or I call him the divine being, the creator of heaven and earth and all therein. Okay, there is a much greater force at work at all times. All right, but here's the key: He's given you a mind to think. He's given you the ability and the opportunity to make decisions. You can move. You are not a tree, right? You can move. You can uh, make decisions. All right. That's part of accountability and responsibility for your life, is when you decide to make a decision and you decide to honor and stick with that decision no matter how it comes out, right? If it does not come out the way that you wanted and expected it to, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. But that only means that, okay, I have to find another way. I have to write down all of my options in regards to this situation. What are my realistic options? You know, um, it's just and it's like if someone is getting on your nerve and annoying you, right? Wherever they are, it could be friends, family, whomever, spouse, you know, you have to sit down sometimes and just plan it out. Like, okay, what can I do that I'm comfortable with that will stop this individual from being an annoyance to me. You have to be honest about it. If a person is annoying you, if a person is if they make you feel uncomfortable, any of that, I don't care who they are, parent, spouse, children, whomever, you have to be honest about it. And so, um, you know, you write that down. You write your options down. Oh, hey, I could, you know what? When they start aggravating me, and when I find myself, turning negative in the mind and the emotions and the spirit, I can remove myself. I can go for a walk. I can go and work on my business plan. I can go and something, whatever it is that can remove you in your mind, from that situation. That is what you do for you, for yourself. Okay. And to keep the peace, to keep the inner peace for you. So, and my ebook helps you to find ways to do that. And that's part of managing your life, right? It's part of organizing your life. And the thing is that you're not going to be able to obtain and maintain, sustain a successful business if your mind is messed up. You need your mind in order to achieve, right? Because whatever the mind, how does it go? Whatever the mind can conceive, the mind can achieve, right? So in order for you to be the best at at being you, right, you have to identify what those things are. And from that, that's where you find your value. Once you identify who you are, once you understand who you are at your core, all right, that is where you decide in your mind and feel comfortable with your value. And once you decide and once you know what your value is, now you can offer that where other people can benefit, right? And you become a valuable asset to them, right? But you are not, and that's to family members and everybody. You're not going to be able to really um, create anything of value if you don't see your value. If you don't see your shell of a self as what's in it as a value to yourself or anybody else. It is what it is. You will find that these things are to be true if you think about it, right? Um, let's see here. Uh, going back to my notes. All right. Now, I talked about that a little bit though. So, mm, okay. So once again, I'm just going to harp on that a little bit more about finding value, in yourself. And sometimes you may have to fake it till you make it. It's like those you have to. Okay, and what I mean by that is coming up with those affirmations, right? And I've found that one of the reasons why affirmations may not help some people and like in creating vision boards may not seem to help some people. The reason why this is because we've not tapped in to listen to our subconscious. Now, just hang on in there. We've not tapped into our subconscious, right? Enough. Right. And we usually can tap into that through just stillness, quietness, meditation, if you will, prayer. Okay. And we listen to other affirmations like, okay, for instance, I am wealthy. Okay. Now, what happens is our consciousness, if we're not wealthy, it's like, no, you're not. You're not wealthy, right? And so you begin to just kind of like, okay, I'm just going to say it anyway. And that repetition also, it does build, it does help along the way. But the point is this, it has to feel true to you, right? It has to, what your affirmations, whatever they are, you can create your own, but they have to feel right, right? Because when you're saying an affirmation, if it's not true to your subconscious mind, then it's not gonna latch on easily. And that's when repetition, the repetition has to come in, because now you have to program your mind. You have to program your feelings. You have to program these things into your inner being, right? To make it feel comfortable and to make it feel like you actually have it, right? Because it's like your your purpose is built in you. I had to understand that your purpose is built already in you. You come here into this earth and on this earth into this world with a purpose. Your purpose, in order to find your purpose, is in your passion. Okay? That's the key here. Your your passion contains your purpose. So once we understand and identify our passion, what are we passionate about? You know, um, we don't. We have to understand that there's nothing new under the sun. Okay, so you're not going to come up with anything really new per se that hasn't been tried, has not been done, or whatever. But you will come up with um, your own way, your own style, right, of delivering it, right? And so once you make that connection to, okay, like for instance, my passion is art. Okay. Um, all right, there are thousands, millions of artists. What makes Katie art different or unique or special from the others? Well, I had to sit and think about that to answer Katie. And I said, well, it's it's the way I render my art. It's the way uh it's my style, right? And so what you see in my background is my artwork, right? And so um yeah, you've seen a tree before, but have you seen my tree? Right? Okay. You've seen, you know, uh, DIY jewelry before, but have you seen Katie's DIY jewelry? Okay. Um, and then how can I push this to even another level? What comes out of that passion? Okay. What comes out of that passion is another avenue that I can take, which now is my social media marketing and promotion for artists and artistic avenues of service, right? Because I enjoy helping others, and I had to figure out a way how to continue to help others before I get bored doing one thing. So I end up, having these serial um, um, projects and businesses and all of that, because I like. One thing is coming out of another and another thing is coming out of another, right? But first I had to deprogram those things that were programmed in me at such a young age, right? I had to um, I had to let go of what I've been told I wasn't and what I've been told I am, and take responsibility and accountability for myself and let myself tell me who I am and who I am not, what my strengths are and what my strengths are not, you know. What other people think about you is their business. It is not your business what other people think about you. And that is so true. It is not. Okay. But you have to show up in your life. You have to decide and discover things about you. And when we do that, that is what gives us our reason. We'll discover our reason behind why we're here. What is our definite purpose of being? Okay. Um, but first, you have to do the homework. You have to be willing to honestly examine and explore yourself. And you have to be real about the things that you find and where these things had come from. Okay. And a lot of times we deal with, um, I know this is a term that is thrown out so much now, and my book talks about it, and that is narcissism. Okay. Um, a lot of us need to really research that term, and we will discover that we have some narcissistic characteristics ourselves. We all do. Just like the cancer DNA thing or gene, the narcissistic gene is in each and every person. But what it is that some people become full blown narcissists, right? And and there's no real cure for this um, disorder unless the person decides that 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 they know and they want to change it, right? And a lot of us come from narcissistic families, unfortunately. A lot of us become scapegoats. A lot of us are labeled as the black sheep. I can identify with both of those. And so um, I was told as I was told by my stepfather many years ago that I wouldn't amount to anything other than, um, you know, um, being a parent, being a baby maker. That's about it. That's all you'll amount to. You know, that's very hurtful. Um, but I've proven that that's not true. But I had to prove that to myself. Okay. Um, People have a way, especially our family members, and a lot of times they may mean well. You know, a lot of times they block us from from getting out of the bucket, like the crabs in the bucket. And it's one crab is almost out, and then they'll pull up and pull them back down. Um, and but I found that a lot of times people as parents and that or people that care for you in their own way, they want to protect you, right? And sometimes they want to protect you because of their own fear, of the fears that they never faced. You know, they've never tried to uh, own a business, right? They never finish their college degree. Um, they never push themselves outside of their comfort zone. And then when they see you doing it, it makes them feel uncomfortable. But see, sometimes they're not even aware of that they're doing that and the reason why they're doing it, right? Because they've never taken a self-evaluation to help them dig those things up so that they can see them and work on them. And we have to do this intentionally. This is not just a happenstance, right? You, we have to make a conscious decision to we to do things on purpose, to live a life on purpose. I'm nice to people on purpose. I try to be, I do this intentionally, right? I smile intentionally, right? Um, I found that every day I have to take that responsibility and accountability for my life and show up in it, right? In order for anything that I put my hands to do to be successful. That includes relationships with others. So um, hopefully, when I come out with the book, you know, you'll check it out and let me know. Um, what value it brings to you. I know the book will bring you value because um, it has brought me value as I've put it together, and I've also allowed a couple other people to check it out. And they I got some very good responses from it, and I'm happy about that. So also, check out my website. Um, take advantage of a free consultation with me. See where it goes. I'm going to put some other details and stuff in the description box that you will find below. How you can contact me, and I really do hope you're the best. Whomever sees this video and watch it to the end, I really want the best for you because other than that, you know, you wouldn't be checking out my videos if you weren't out there, you know, trying to reach your perspective of success. So, on that note, I'm going to say the best creative regards to you. And if you have any questions or comments or whatever, please use the comment area as well. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? If you find any value in my videos, come on, subscribe to me. It's only going to get better. Trust me. Okay. No, and I cannot see that well. All right. Take care.